Say there, little fella. Sure is a nice package you got there. Alright guys, here we go. Welcome back to the channel. It's Brendan here at Just Plain Crazy. Thanks again for joining me for the unboxing of the Mig-29 Fulcrum. This is going to be my third 80mm EDF, dual 80mm EDF. Box is typical from Motion RC. Comes nicely packaged. A little bit of a crease there. On this side, we do have a little bit of a dent and ding. It did go through the cardboard package, but I don't anticipate there to be any issues on the inside. These things are so well packaged to make it from overseas all the way to PA. I have yet to have one with any damage on it, so not too worried. Get right into the nuts and bolts of this thing. Again, some really nice packaging. Put that off to the side. And we will open things up here. I know there's other unboxing videos and other people have a lot of excitement going on right now about this plane. And I do want to try the thrust vectoring. Excited to do that. See what we can accomplish. Never had one before. So it looks like some nice water slide decals here, and they do put them on a nice paper, wax paper, so that way they don't stick to each other, which is important. And if I had to guess, these are my Tony the Tiger decals. Oh, they're great. Yep, that's what they are. So water slides, we're gonna have to put those on. And first appearance of the Tigers is that it almost looks like a faded print, but I'm glad they're like this, because I thought in the videos that I saw they were very vivid and popped, and in the real plane they are a faded, darker image. So they actually did a nice job with these, and they actually have some nice notches for, looks like, the hinges. So kind of excited just with decals. I mean, looks exactly like it should, or what I would hope and expect from Motion and Freewing. So decals we set off to the side, and water slides. We're going to cut out our foam chunks there and there. Nice carbon spar. Oh, so let's take a look here at real quick at that ding on the other side. I don't know if you guys can see that from up there. It didn't do nothing. It did nothing. So, plane's perfect. I don't know how many of these they ship over, but it has to be thousands. Got some, looks like armament here. I think they call them NWS. Their weapon slide system. I like these things. They have them on the A-10, F-14. I think all their warbirds, or all their planes with armament, if you will. Pieces. Canopy. You know, this is one of the few planes that the pilot in the cockpit, a little bit of goo there on the window. Looks like paint, not a big deal, come right off. The pilots on these aren't super scale, but they do a decent job. They're a little funky looking. They're cute, if you will. It looks like all the decals are water slides up in here that they're not painted on, which sometimes the water slides, especially if you're flying when it's damp, will tend to get beat up. So I'm not real sure if I want to seal these or not, but it would help protect it. But this is one of the planes that I just couldn't imagine changing the livery on. I absolutely loved the way this thing looked. I love the digital camo, and that's what got me wrapped up into this plane quick. Quick. Oh baby, she got a nice tail. Parts and pieces, pieces and parts. Nope, not the tail. It's our nose. So inside we have our little rubber mat and all of our linkages in the bag. We have our nose cone and glue. I don't use the glue, I opt for foam tack. I'm sure it's fine, but my personal preference. Nose looks good. Carbon spars are good. They got it marked F7. I don't know what that means. But there's no like gluey stuff all over it. I mean, it's nice and clean. Not much for wrinkles in it. Looks good. Here's the nose cone. Tower, you are cleared for... You can make missiles out of this. Decent, and that's where that wood's going to go into in the inside of there. We'll take care of that in the build video. Plastic junk. Wing panel number 1. So like I said, this is my third dual 80 mil. The F-14 and the A-10 are definitely a challenge to fly. They're not super easy. So I'm hoping that this fits right in that category, since I feel that I've really gotten the handle of those two aircraft, that this should be like butter. I can't wait to do Andrew from Motion. He showed how to do the dual sequencing doors. That's a must. One of the things, again, I love about Motion, they use hinges. Hinges, real foam. Finish is good. You know, more and more, you don't see where they run wiring. I mean, that's very well hidden. I like the covers over the servos that are screwed and fastened into there. Ball links on all the hinges. Yeah, the finish on this thing is fantastic. You can't even see foam from the outside, guys. Absolutely stunning. Oh, look at how they incorporated that. That's nice. The wingtip lights are molded into little plastic pieces there around the outside, but it's not a cheesy lens assembly from the outside. Man, those look good. Little details, little details. Nice. Wing panel looks good. No foam hinges. We don't like foam hinges. They fail after a while, and then you got to Blendoderm tape them. Battery tray. Hope you guys can see that battery tray. More foam protection. Taking this wing out. Kind of like Christmas all over the US right now. Everyone getting their MiGs and unboxing them, and it's cool to watch the level of excitement grow. Again, nice pocketed hinges. I love how clean those are. The decals are very subtle. They're not like cartoonish popping on there, if you guys can check that out. I mean, they're just... I think that's the kind of stuff they drive towards, a more scale appearance. But yeah, I can't wait to do them sequence doors. This panel looks just like the other one. Nice and free, not stiff. Nice. What we got here? So check out the horizontal stabs. Now this was something I did on my F-14, and then shortly after that I saw they started releasing planes with it. But I think this is crucial, the bearings. You can check it out in a prior video. I actually cut slots in my F-14 and I found bearings to drop in there to help support for a tighter fit so you don't get the slop this way. And I noticed they started doing that with a lot of their jets. I think that's really, really good engineering, and I have some things that I do here just as extra precaution. I'll show you guys in the build video, but I can't wait, man. Full flying stabilizers in the back, horizontal stabs. They are awesome. There is nothing better than watching those things. Looks like we got some more pylon stuff. Yep, pylons. I love flying mine. I know it's going to cut down on the run time. I love flying with the Ordnance on there. I think as long as the plane is capable of it, it gives it a great look. I don't mind not having another 30 seconds of flight time. Again, really well done. The decals are really nicely applied. Finish is good. Like, it doesn't feel like any of the paint is loose. Again, love the bearings in there. But I like flying with all the Ordnance and missiles. I think it gives the plane a fantastic look. And again, I'm not worried about the little bit of time that we lose with it. But if you want to take the stuff off, I'm glad they have an easy option to take it off. Here is the meat and potatoes. So the vertical stabs are big and beefy. Big rudders. Decals, again, they're nice. They're pushed into all the creases. They're molded. There's no big air pockets in here. They covered the servo doors. And again, if you want to fly with it like this, but I am not. I am lapping Tony the Tiger over this thing for sure. I think run cam, thinking some missiles on here, some of the Ordnance, the thrust vectoring. I typically always fly Spectrum receivers. Got a little bit of a wrinkle. You guys can see that right there in the rudder. I'm not too concerned. Looks a little cosmetic. You'll never see it. And to be honest with you, by the first time I get it to the field, I'm sure I'll do worse banging it around. But I think that's one of the things there. Really, when you take that top piece off, make sure you lift it straight up. You don't try and bend it. But I went with an Admiral receiver just simply because it has full telemetry capabilities that come with it right out of the gate. And I think for thrust vectoring, I don't want to know times and I don't want to know voltages because of voltage sag and false numbers. I want to know milliamp usage in my pack. And I think that will really be a nice determining factor when it comes down to how long you fly. If you know that information, I think you'll be really well off. Really adjust your flying and how you're flying to how much battery life you're using. Look at this thing. That thing is enormous. Hope you guys can see right in there. It's nice to see that the wiring is somewhat laid in there decent. Might straighten it up a little bit. Again, I'll check through all my connections and connectors. Make sure that everything is firmly attached. Stress the BEC. When we look at all these wires right here, there's no reason you shouldn't be testing servos. I mean, you can test everything before you fly it. This thing looks like a boat. World War II battleship. Anyway, the pockets for the plugs for transport, someone posted that on Facebook today. That's cool. So you can just store them things right there so they're not flopping around. Rotating gear, retracts. And those things, guys, man, they look beefy. They do look beefy. Beefy. Yeah, big tires. Well, we'll see how they hold up. Hopefully they hold up, because if they're bigger and beefier, that means they're also more expensive. So hopefully we don't have the same issues. Notice that we have a little bit of a cheater holes in the inside underneath. I know some people have an issue with cheater holes. What I found flying off of grass is they help to contribute to the lawnmower effect. So you get that stuff sucking in there. I'd love to say I'd put a screen in there, but then the screens block up and then you wind up pulling more amperage because you can't get that air. Nice big cans. She got big cans, baby. That thrust vectoring, I can't wait to see what we got to do to get those off and get the thrust vectoring modules in there. Hopefully that's not too big a deal, because they do look glued on. I'm sure we can manage. And then let's take a look here in the inside. So just to give you a perspective of the missile, fingertip. So fingertip to there. That thing's all of 2 feet long. So, and they're light. They're cool. They're cool. Yep, we'll have to put them on. We got a bunch of them in here. There, there. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing up out of here. All right, guys, there it is. So it's Brendan at Just Plain Crazy. Thanks for joining me on my unboxing. I got something cool for you guys I'm working on for this plane. I hope it turns out. I think you'll like it. So anyway, if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, hit the unlike button twice. Share, like, subscribe. Go get yourself a MiG. These things look pretty cool. Let's get to building this baby. I want to fly it tomorrow. Made in